Good afternoon, FLOSSTUBE. You gonna introduce yourself?
I'm Little One.
And I'm Lynette here at Homesteading on the Home Front. It's been a while since you've seen her, so she's a little out of practice.
Yeah.
Welcome to FLOSSTUBE number 49. It is Sunday, September 15th. Eldest is at Six Flags with my husband. We just got back from a day at the greenhouse and out to lunch and ice cream. And we thought we would film an episode while Little One is home and able to. Our neighbors just built a dirt bike track in their backyard.
Joy.
So if you hear that, that's what it is. I'm sorry, but it was either film with dirt bikes or not film at all. So that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about fair wins first.
Yeah.
You go.
So I entered in my reading sampler, and not only did it get a first place, but it also got a judge's award.
You didn't bring it with you?
No.
All
They've
right.
seen it before.
They've seen it before, but we have new viewers.
Should I go get it?
You can if you want.
Yeah, I'll go get it. You talk.
I'll talk. Okay. So while she's going to get that, I wanted to let you know about a website. This idea was Melanie Smith's over at Yarns and Threads. She contacted me about getting the FLOSSTUBE community together in the spirit of entering fairs next year. And so I made a Facebook group called FLOSSTUBE Floods the Fairs. I'm going to link it below for you. Basically, it's a place for us to gather information about our local fairs, what the fairs are like, what their requirements are, or links to the fair web pages, to talk about our fair entries, maybe get advice from others on fair entries, and just really encourage each other to enter into the fairs. So, link below if you would like to be a part of it. Seriously, across the board, entries are down. The superintendent at my fair was so appreciative of my entries and asked me, please come back and enter again next year. It's just a great way for us as cross-stitchers to get out the word that cross-stitching is not what it was in the 80s. So I encourage you, if you've never entered a fair before, especially if you live near a fair. I understand that it can be very inconvenient if you don't have a fair near you. But if you live near a fair, then please consider entering so that we can share our love with cross stitch for others. Tammy from Thompson, I know you live near a fair. I want to see you enter next year. All right, show us your reading sampler.
So here's my first place ribbon. Fancy paper backing. And then this is my reading sampler. Should I read the words?
No, that's all right. This is a cricket collection?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she worked on that and we framed it. Second year in a row, she gets the Judges Award.
Yep.
Now, I can tell you how this works in the youth division because I actually help to judge the drawings and paintings of kindergartners and first graders. So basically what happens is you go around and look at all of the entries and you give them ribbons based on their own merits. Our fair uses the Danish system, which means you're only competing against yourself, basically. For cross stitch, it means if you submit a clean piece and all of your stitches are going the same way, you're going to get a first place ribbon. That's what that means. So, and then in the juvenile division, each judge gets 2 of these. So for us, there's 2 judges. I judged with another judge the paintings and drawings. So we could pick our 2 favorites that got a ribbon. Okay, so these, in our fair, these are the ribbons that are awarded competing against all of the other entries. So anyway, 2nd year in a row, she comes home with the Judges Award.
And then the second thing got a first place. I don't know where the ribbon is, but it got a first place.
It was on your floor.
Oh, it was?
Yes, it was.
Misty probably took it.
Probably did.
I finished this in June at StitchCon. It's Land That I Love. I think it's a Lizzie Kate.
It is a Lizzie Kate. So they've seen the finished project, but never the FFO.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show you, I mentioned in a couple videos that we went to the Christmas tree shop and they were having all of their 4th of July stuff. It was 70 or 80% off. So this was originally $4.99. So at 70%, that's 30 cents on a dollar. So $1.50 that I paid for this. So I got 2 of them because I didn't know which would work better, the red or the blue.
We liked the blue.
We did like the blue. So basically what I did is I took the ribbon off. It's just glued here. I took out the berries and the star. I mounted the flat fold here. And then glued the ribbon on. And that's it. So I really like how that came out.
Me too.
So keep in mind, sometimes the Christmas tree shop, like, season after season, they'll have similar stuff. So you might be able to find something like that next year. Okay, that was your fair stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, my fair stuff. The first one, well, so I showed you all of the stuff that I entered in the fair. And I got a first place on all of them because they were clean and all of my stitches are going the same way. And as far as I can tell, that's the criteria. So I got first place ribbons on all of them, so I didn't take them all out to show them to you. There were 2 that I wanted to talk to you about, though. The first was Quaker Handwork by Brenda Gervais that I entered into the special contest. So every year, my fair has a special contest for the entire handwork department, which means you can sew, you can quilt, you can do anything with a needle and thread or crochet, knitting, anything like that can be entered into this special contest. And the special contest theme this year was Grandma's Attic. So I entered the Quaker Handiwork because I had made that piece in honor of my great-great-great-grandmother. And I put a little write-up on the back about the piece. I don't know if they read it or not. But there were lots of different entries in that. And I came out with 2nd place, which I was thrilled about because last year the special contest was Winter Wonderland. Winter Wonderland was the theme, and I had entered in a full coverage winter piece that I had made. It was small, it was maybe 8 by 10, and that took 5th place. So I did get a fancy ribbon for that, but I was obviously very happy with 2nd place.
Mom knew what she got before the actual fair day because I was volunteering at the fair and I went outside and was able to look into the building from a little balcony and I saw a fancy purple ribbon.
But I didn't know that it was 2nd place because I couldn't, you couldn't read that.
Yeah.
And they were all purple. So next year's special theme, they always announce it a year ahead so you have plenty of time to get going on it. Next year's special theme is Down on the Farm. And so I am going to be working on Scenic Farm to get that ready. And so now my goal, I have to beat 2nd place. So my lifetime goal is to win 1st place in the special contest.
At some point I want to enter in it. I'm still in the youth division, which means for the prizes I got $7.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
So in our fair, youth division goes until when you complete 8th grade, you're considered 8th grade. It goes by the grade that's completed. So that is the youth division. And then when she completes freshman year, that's when she competes with all of the adults. So eldest was in the adult division this year. And when she's here, she will tell you about her entries.
Can you tell them how much she's making from it?
No. Okay, so I need to show you my other big fair entry, which you have not seen in full. So we're going to shuffle because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There we go. Move your chair. Perfect. So this is Sparrow. Lots of reflection from the window, so I'll try to, I don't know. But it's a simple frame. I paid $10 for it at a flea market. It's not the one that I would have chosen had I had it specially framed, but that wouldn't have cost me $10 either. And so as you can see, there's my blue first place ribbon and back, but in front is best of show. So naturally, I was pretty pleased with that as well. Now, I think the best of show ribbons, I'm not sure what the criteria is with them. I know that in the adult divisions, they have what's called the Superintendent's Award, which is basically the same thing as the Judges Award, except it's not the judges that award it, it's the superintendent of the division. I think Best of Show is awarded by the judges themselves. I'm not sure. I thought that it was one per category. So for instance, our fair has several categories for cross stitch. It doesn't go by count, it goes by design size. So if you're less than 6 inches, you're in one category. If you're between 6 and 10 inches per side, you're on another category. If you're between 10 and 12 inches, you're in another. And if you're over 12 inches, you're another. And then obviously not everything is a square. So what they do is they calculate the area of the stitch piece and then put you in the appropriate category. So I was thinking it was one Best of Show ribbon per category, but then I saw that there was another cross stitch piece that was full coverage. It was an amazing fall scene. That also got Best of Show, and that was in the same category as Sparrow. So I don't know if they just couldn't make up their minds and awarded them to us both, or what. So I'm still not sure on how the Best of Show awards are given, but that's all right. I got one of them. All right, so that is our fair chat. Obviously, I will be showing you Scenic Farm probably within the next month or two when I break that out and start working on it, and then I'll start thinking about what else I'm working on for the fair. But please join us in our Facebook group. We would really love to flood the fairs with cross stitch. Okay, FOs are next, and I have one.
I don't.
So my FO is Autumn's Fruitful Labor by Brenda Gervais. And I'll show you my finished piece, and then I will talk to you about some changes that I made. I'm gonna have to just like do it slowly, I think, or maybe I can pull it back and it won't get washed out. Now, most of these colors are not called for. I think I changed every one of them. I used a mix of Fancy Floss that I had in my stash and Victorian Motto. And then what I did, if you look here at the diamonds on the top border and the bottom border, the frame that I am going to put this in was not long enough for that. So what I ended up doing is instead of the full diamonds for the border, I just did the half diamonds. So hopefully I will be able to FFO this week and get it on the wall because it is harvest time. I just, look how beautiful that looks. Mm-hmm. Yep, I love this piece.
Where are you hanging it up?
I think probably where the 13 colonies is, right by the front door.
Not much room in this room.
Yeah, no. Actually, move your head and I'll show them where I'm going to hang it. Right there, behind the lamp, is where my 13 colonies New England piece is, and I think that's where the Autumn's Fruitful Bounty is going to go, and we'll see how it looks. I don't know.
Stitch this. Do I get to hang it up?
Maybe. Okay, so that's our only FO.
Because I haven't had time.
All right, why don't you tell them about your whips?
My whips. Okay, so this first one you've all seen. I didn't get very much on it, but I sat down a few days ago and just finished the strand I had started a while ago.
Does that help? I don't know if that helps or not.
So the progress you can't really see unless you go up close. I've been doing more of the pink border on the inside, but it's not a whole lot. Still 3 watermelons. Not much progress because marching band. And then my second one is a birthday start because that happened. I'm older now.
You're so old.
So old.
You're ancient.
This makes it look... Oh. So this is Pine Mountain. It's an autumn bits. Technically it's for November. So that just gives me time to finish it.
And that was from Cindy's cross stitch, right?
Yes, it was.
Oh, look at this start!
Amazing. Although I didn't start it all that long ago.
No, you're right. You're right. It was only a couple days.
So.
Okay. And I have a whip that is almost an FO.
Ooh.
I couldn't finish it in time.
You've been busy.
I have been busy. So finally, this is not my first Kathy Haberman because I did do some ornaments, some of her chalk ornaments. The Peace and Plenty or Peace and something that was in the Just Cross Stitch ornament editions. Mm-hmm. But this is my first Priscilla design. So, let me take it out for you.
Where are you going to hang that when you're done?
I don't think it's going to hang. I think it's going to... I don't know. I have a couple ideas for finishing. So I am loving this piece, okay? Make no mistake about it. It's fantastic. I will tell you this. I am stitching it on black Aida. For the other ornaments that I had done of Kathy's, I stitched them on, I think it was a week's linen. And it was hand-dyed to... I don't know if it was called chalkboard. It was something along those lines. And it was the devil to stitch. I am loving this black Aida because it's very easy to stitch on. I can stitch on it without even using my Ottlight. So I am loving that part of it. And I think, like, from back here, you can't tell that this is Aida or linen. So it doesn't matter. Okay? The thing that's driving me bonkers is that this whole design is stitched with 2 strands of floss except for the jar. And the jar is only stitched in 1 strand, and that kind of gives it the see-through look. And I loved that, so I stitched it in 1 and I stitched everything else in 2 strands of floss. You guys, it's been years since I've used 2 strands of floss. Like I can't even, I think we were living in Virginia I know we were living in Virginia the last time I did anything with 2 strands of floss. I hate it. It's nice being able to use the loop start. I will give you that. I just don't enjoy 2 strands. It's hard to get them to lay right. And holy moly, does it chew up the floss. It seems like I'm constantly loading the needle because anyway,
that's how you taught me.
Well, yes. So I know that I need to stitch the very last one in this series, which is the patriotic one. because somebody at the Frugal Yankee was stitching on that. They were going to the retreat in Minnesota, and so I was able to see it, and it's beautiful. So I know I'm going to do that one. Obviously, I haven't seen any of the others, so I don't know if I'll stitch them or not. I'm not stitching the pumpkin one. So I haven't decided if I'm just going to suffer through or just stitch everything in one strand. So I don't know. But I love how this is coming. All I have left to do is the Smyrna crosses in these 3, and then I'm done. So that will, hopefully, it will be finished by the next time I see you, but hopefully it will also be FFO'd by the next time I see you.
I think you should put it up there.
It's going in the kitchen somewhere, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's whips. Next we have plans. I'm going to talk about my October plans first, and then we can talk about yours. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple things. I mentioned this in my last video. It's happening because I didn't know how much time I would have before October 1st. I'm going to have plenty of time, so I am going to be starting October Feast, also by Brenda Gervais.
That's a cute one.
I really think that if I was on a stranded on a desert island and could only bring one designer with, you know, patterns with me, I think it would have to be Brenda Gervais, because I am just drawn to everything. So I wanted to show you what I did, because Debbie at StitchCon was nice enough to gift us with these tags that, can you see? It's got all the information, and then she put them on the ring with some of the floss bags. Now, I don't know if this is just me, but I didn't want to write on this because then it would be done. So I decided that in order to identify which project it was on, or what these threads were for, I just made a color copy of, what is it called? October Feast, and put it on there. And that way I'll always have this to make me think of Debbie. But anyway, so again, as you can see, I've switched out all the threads. These are Victorian Motto, and then these are colors of Sulky. I think,
Isn't that a type of chicken?
that's a Silky. These two came in the floss pack for Kathy's bunny butt design, and then these are ones that I ordered separately. So that's going to be the colors for autumn or October Feast, and I'm hoping that won't take me too long. I didn't like the orange of the squirrel. We don't really have red squirrels here, and
That looks like a chipmunk.
I like that we don't have red squirrels here because they're kind of nasty and they chase all the gray squirrels away. So I am changing it to gray because that's what we have here. So my hope is that it'll only take me a day or two to finish. It's going to take me a day. I'm going to finish the sunflower chock full tonight. And then I'm going to start on October Feast and hopefully get that done by October 1st. Why October 1st? Because October 1st is the start of the 'Tis the Season Sal. I've talked about it. You know about it. The link will be down below if you want to join our Facebook group. I'm going to be starting one of the stockings on October 1st. And while we're talking dates, October 22nd, I forget if it's a Tuesday or Thursday.
Either way, I can't go.
October 22nd, we're meeting at Panera in Westboro for Stitchy Day. So if you are in the New England area, it should be pretty accessible off the 495 or the Pike, or it shouldn't be that hard to get to from anywhere. So we would love to have you join us at the Panera in Westboro. No, you're going to be in school. And somebody mentioned they would love to come, but they had to work, and I get that. And I'm hoping that we can do some weekend stitching at some point. But weekends just don't work for me right now. That's the time that I have with my husband because I don't get to see him during the week. So at some point in the next year, that will change, and I will feel more free to do other things on the weekends, but right now weekends are his time. So we're stitching during the day. But if you would like to organize a weekend stitchy time, let me know. All right. Phone's ringing. Our phone never rings.
Face off.
Oh. Do I want to sub tomorrow? No, I don't want to sub tomorrow. Okay, so I'm not going to answer that. All right, so we talked about plans. 'Tis the season. Oh, so now you do your plans.
Okay, so these are some patterns from the Just Cross Stitch 2019 Christmas edition. I found a few that I liked. There's this one.
That's adorable. I love that one.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I printed it out. There's this Mr. Claus one, which is also cute. And Perfect Stockings, which I saw and knew I had to do.
Are you going to make that cat gray?
I think I have to.
I think you do too. And then I only found one design that I absolutely loved. I have a digital subscription, so that's why we printed all these out. But good old Big Toe Designs. I have stitched her Christmas ornaments for, I think, as long as she's been publishing them in Just Cross Stitch. So I've got this one all kitted up. This one is going to be my take to school when I'm subbing project. I got called in last minute one day last week because the librarian had to leave. Her son was sick and they needed someone last minute, and so it was a big rush to get there in time. And so I just grabbed Harvest Chock full and went out the door. And it was too much counting. Like I made errors because it was too much to do. So this project will be easier for that. So this is going to be my take it to school and stitch project. Project bag made by Cindy. Thank you so much. Haul. All right, you talk about your haul first.
Haul. So this nice first stack is from Mom's friend Beth. It's a bunch of cat patterns. This one, there's two Lizzie Kates. This one's one of them, and it's cute. It's got a cat. This one I might have to change to gray, and then it'll look like Misty with the gray and the white. This one I'll change to Max because it's got the stripes. It's another Lizzie Kate, little cat. This one, I don't know which cat I'll do for this one. It's a Little House Needleworks Kitty Cottage sampler.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's small, but I need
and it's
small
a square.
projects.
I have square frames for those too. So
yeah, oh, catnip purring yarn. I didn't notice that. This one I had looked at Keepsakes but didn't get, but I liked it and I have it now, and I'm glad.
Yeah, that's Kathy and Hands On Design.
Yep. This one's another Little House Needleworks. It's a little snowman. Is this the snowman you meant when we went to that yard sale?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of yard sale, right here, we went to a yard sale on our day out today and got this because we might be able to finish this with that. Next is Homespun Elegance one. It's got some cats. And then this one, it's gonna get done. I don't know when.
Thankfully, you've got longer than the vast majority of us.
It's a Charles Wysocki puzzle made into cross stitch. It's not full coverage, but it's pretty close.
What's it called?
Frederick the Literate. So eldest has a white horse pattern, and we agreed that we'd stitch our full coverage pieces together. Because why suffer by yourself when you can suffer with another?
Suffer. It's not suffering. It's supposed to be a fun hobby.
And then this one has a story behind it. It's birthday haul from Mom.
And Dad.
Well, he didn't pick it out. How did he? So in my English class this year, we're going to be reading
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. And Mom got me Ebenezer's Christmas by Erica Michaels, so that if I ever have a project I need to do for it, I can just stitch this up. it has I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. And then it also has 2 others there's 3 boxes and you can split them apart. There's He Knew How to Keep Christmas Well, and there's God Bless Us Everyone. So if I really like the teacher, I can always just stitch one of them for an end of year present. But I'm excited for this one.